We're all used to hearing that phrase, buyer beware.
But when it comes to real estate transactions, buyers and sellers need to be very cautious. Contact 2's Mike Colombo explains.
Sometimes it might take hours to get a load of laundry done. Hours.
Paula French's daughter closed on this Hillsboro, Missouri home in December.
We didn't know that the well wasn't part of the normal inspections.
A lesson Paula says her family regretfully learned the hard way.
They took a shower, did some wash, started to clean the house because of course they're just moving in and there's no water. After you waited a little bit, the water you'd get a little bit more water, but not much.
Paula says a company they hired found their well was shallow and had a low yield. Drilling a new well and installing a new system would cost more than 10 grand. Paula shared the seller's disclosure statement with us. In it, the previous owners answered a series of questions about the well.
They checked the no box for everything, like nothing's ever been wrong.
Paula was skeptical.
I then started making phone calls because I'm thinking they had to have had somebody come look at this before.
Paula spoke with the president of a local well drilling company. He wrote her this letter, which she shared with us. It details his meeting with the previous owners. The letter mentions low water issues and their interest in possibly drilling a new well. But when it came time to confirm the job, he says they told him they were no longer having issues with the well and were selling the home. I called the previous owners to get their side of the story. You did not feel that any of the information that you knew about the well was worth sharing in that disclosure agreement?
No, I did not, because there is not an issue. There are no defects. They didn't recommend any service be done. There's nothing wrong with the drinking water. I am 100% fine with what I put on the disclosure. There's not an issue with it.
I tell people when they ask, what do you disclose in the disclosure statement? My response to them is, put down anything that you would want to know if you were buying that house.
Richard Coughlin is a St. Louis-based real estate attorney.
Non-disclosure is really what the problem is. There is, in St. Louis anyway, a disclosure statement that is prepared by the St. Louis Association of Realtors, and it's pretty comprehensive.
Disclosure statements are standard in real estate. For sellers, it's their chance to disclose specific issues with systems or components of a home. The form instructs sellers to be truthful about the condition of the property. Full disclosure is their best protection against future charges they concealed a problem. The form warns of potential legal consequences if a seller fails to disclose information about a persistent pattern or a problem not completely remedied. It also advises sellers to disclose problems that would negatively impact the value of a property or affect a buyer's decision to buy. Disclosure statements warn buyers that just because the seller says they're not aware of a problem with the property does not mean issues don't exist. What sellers disclose is not a warranty of the condition of the property. The disclosure recommends buyers make their offer conditional on the findings of a professional home inspection. So how are disclosure disputes handled in the courts?
The complaints are generally made under the Missouri Merchandising Practices Act. Sometimes can actually be awarded attorney's fees as well as damages.
Paula French believes the low water issues should have been disclosed. She tells me they've consulted with attorneys and are considering filing a lawsuit.
They should have to pay for this.
Important lessons here. For sellers, the more transparent you are, the more protected you will be from claims you failed to disclose defects. For home buyers, do your homework. Understand the limitations of disclosure statements and educate yourself on what typical home inspections cover. Additional inspections might cost extra up front, but could save you money down the road. I'm Mike Colombo, Fox 2 News.